What I'm proposing is that we do a series called Creating Health. And I'm going to mark it a little bit easier because it's hard to see. So to do that, I want to ask you guys a question. So if I were to say we're going to go to Timbuktu, our goal is to get to Timbuktu, what is the first thing you need to know?
Got to have passport.
What else?
Flights?
Yeah.
About where it is.
Yeah.
No, that's not important.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know.
It's like we get into these, oh, I can do this thing. Oh, I can get a passport, and I can, what kind of shoes? I probably need new shoes for Timbuktu. But the first thing is, well, where is it? Because if you don't know where you're going, you can be like working for the next 30 years. You know, I'm getting to Timbuktu.
Yeah.
I got everything prepared to Timbuktu. And it's like, yeah, well, where is it? Oh, I don't know. But if I really keep my attention on it, I'll get to it. Do you think if you really keep your attention on it, you'll get to Timbuktu? You don't know where it is?
No.
So, the first thing what I thought about is you got to know what health is in order to know how to get to it. What is health? Everyone's like, oh, I'm not going to make a mistake.
Get your body working perfectly as to what it should be doing.
Yep, body working. As it should, right? Has anyone heard of WHO? WHO? WHO is the World Health Organization. Do you think they probably know what health is about?
Probably.
They're a good resource, right? You always have to be careful of the, on internet now, who your truths are coming from. The World Health Organization says, first, health is not the absence of disease. So don't focus there. It says health is the complete, and John had a good one, physical, mental, and social well-being. If we are looking to get to health, you need to have a complete review, physical, complete mental, complete social well-being. So things that create physical well-being would be what? Eating healthy. Yeah. So nutrition, right? Eating healthy. Making it super small so no one can see.
Walking properly? Not
Yeah. So
falling.
some kind of exercise, movement, right?
Mhm.
What other things will create physical well-being?
Social would be having a good social life with
Yeah.
people around you that care about you and that
Yeah.
you care about.
So having care with others, right?
Sleep?
Yes. If you work 21 hours a day to 24 hours a day, I don't think you have physical well-being. You can think you have physical well-being, but usually everyone else notices that, I think this guy needs some sleep, he's wired.
Mental would be being psychologically healthy, happy and healthy.
Happy? What would be something else? What would be concretely healthy mental?
Healthy what?
Mental. This one's care for others. What would be?
Care for yourself,
Yep. Self-care.
self-love.
Yep. Yep. So if our destination is to get to health, the things you need to look at, and usually people are really starting to get this one, the physical, there's a lot of information out there now. There's like, take these vitamins, these supplements, don't eat these things. They, create inflammation. So there's a lot of the physical stuff that you can do, right? You've got to keep moving. No matter what, keep moving. The body needs it. Actually, one of the women in the study with spasms, she realized that if every hour she put an alarm on her clock, and if every hour when her alarm went off, she actually got up and with her walker walked 4 or 5 minutes, usually just to the bathroom or back to the kitchen and back, she didn't have any more spasms. But she had to do it every hour. So all these physical things you can find, they're easy to find or easy to experiment. These are the harder ones. People are like, well, how do I create mental health, mental well-being? Mental health sounds like craziness, right? Mental well-being or social well-being. And this is what I propose that we work on. Because there's not so many, let's say, available things to work on these. What kind of things are we going to work on? In the case of social well-being would be that when you're with family, usually where major problems are, when you're with family and the other person is upset, you're still okay. That their upsetness doesn't affect you. That's something we'll work on. Another social well-being is the ability to say, hey, can you grab me that? And to actually be okay to ask for help.
Ask for help, yeah.
Yeah, to actually no, I've got to be, there's a balance between the need for independence. We as a human being, we need to have our independence, and we need to know when to ask for something.
There's a whole lot of times when people offer to help you when you really don't need it. And there are also a lot of times when you actually do need it. And so I always say thank you, and I'm real happy that somebody's willing to help me,
Yeah.
even though 80% of the time, 90% of the time, I don't really need it. Because when I do need it, that's important.
Yep. So it's really balancing that. It's being able to ask for it. It's being able to say thank you. But there's other pieces as well. So we'll be working on boundaries. I'll be showing you ways that you can stay completely grounded even if the other person's very negative around you or mad. Those are very important because anything your mind is experiencing, your psyche, your emotions are experiencing, your body is experiencing it. Let's do an example. If you go in front of, imagine you guys have to get on stage. Get on stage.
Yeah.
And there's about 100 people. What do you think your bodies do when you're stepping on the stage?
One turn around the back.
Yeah, one part of your body's like, ah! But usually what happens? You start sweating, you don't know where your voice went, your heart is pounding so hard you can barely hear the guy who's introducing you, right? What is your body reacting to?
Fear.
Whose fear? Is it the 100 people out there or this fear?
Yeah, there.
This fear. Because someone else can get on the stage and he does it every week and he's like, hey folks, it's 100 people, I love it. And his body's like pumped. But it is actually what your thoughts are and how you interpret what happens to you that either has well-being or gives your body a lot of physical stress. So those are the things we're going to work on, is getting you into place when you're okay, your body's okay. So a couple of just quick examples. I see the ideas I had here. So fear. We're going to work on fears. Worry, regret. Regret eats up, Work on ways to actually work through regret so you don't have them. Guilt, grief, and mentally, socially, the ability to say no.
Forgiveness too.
Forgiveness. Forgiveness is actually even more here than here. It's not about the other person. It's about here. Right? Yeah. So that's what I'm proposing we do, that each month we head towards health. And we work on these two. And I would propose that you guys bring what you guys discovered here. Because we need to work on all three, you know. World Health Organization says it's, you know, it's the wellness of the body, the mind, and social. So does anyone have like a, I want to work with about this, to make sure that we include that?
Part of my MS is fatigue. I tell people it's not just being tired, it's the MS fatigue.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
different than just being
Yes.
not enough sleep.
Exactly. Yep. And one thing that will cause MS fatigue is conflict, mental conflict. So we'll work on that. Mental conflict is a part of you, oh, I should be a great, for example, I should be a great mother, I should always be available, but I just wish he wouldn't live in my house. But I should be a mom, I should be welcoming him, but I want my, you know, he's old enough to not be in the house. Those will create internal fatigue because it's a lot of energy to be in that space. So a lot of fatigue is conflict, so we'll work on working through conflict. A lot of times we think, oh, it needs to be either or, and so what we'll work on is and. I want to be a good mom, and I'm old enough to be independent now, you know, and to be able to live in that space. Because life isn't a test, it doesn't have A, B, or C. Life is actually balancing acts.